Good evening, guys. You asked for it, and I'm going to do it. Hopefully in 4K. Look at my hands. I keep worrying I'm getting spots on my hands. Anyway, shut your faces. Right. So you asked for this. You said, I want you to do a painting video. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a painting video. And I thought, we'll start off with something easy. We'll do it in a few parts as well, if it's okay with you, because I don't have all the time in the world like some of these posh YouTubers. So I decided to pick an orc. And I thought, well, orc boy, because they are probably one of the easier of the armies to do. And I got myself all set up, guys, and I haven't got my knife ready. I'm immediately a twat. There you go. And I swore. Unbelievable. But that's what you're here for. No, you're not. You're here for the orcs. Right. So, I've cut the pieces out. There's 4 bits. And I tell you now, this is a main gripe with the new orcs, with the new orc boys. They come out of the combat patrol, and it looks a bit like this big massive box. I'm going to pull you out of the way. There you go. The combat patrol, and you get the boys. There they are. Look at them all. We're doing that one there. There he is. Don't ask me why. I just thought, he looks a bit good with his shirt off. That's a weird thing to say. I am married. Yeah. So the weird thing is the old boys. You used to be able to get different setups, so you could kind of put them with different guns, or you could have a bunch of guys who were shooters, or a bunch of guys who were like choppers. You can't do that now. You can't do that now. What you essentially have is one predetermined thing, and they're push fit, and that's great, but it just means that the scope of getting these things messed around makes it a little bit more restricted, so you can only have a certain pose. The poses are cool though, and I'll stick it together now. So I've left the edges on, as you can see, left all the little edges on, and I'm going to show you how to get rid of those. And I am nervous of this video, by the way, guys, because I'm not a professional painter by any means necessary. I'm good at how I do it based on what I do. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I was brilliant at this. I do okay. So what I do is I tend to put them together, and then I leave it as this, and then what I do is I paint individual parts of the model, but I always spray it up to begin with. So let's have a look, because what can happen is you can end up painting loads of detail on pieces. That's the wrong piece. I'm talking out my ass. It's this piece. So you put these on. Fiddle-dee-dee. By the way, guys, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. 200 and I can't even remember, 50, I think, subscribers. I've only been going 2 weeks. Over the moon is the word I would use. I can't believe it, guys. Thank you so much. A lot of you have come from the Warhammer community, which I'm not just saying this, as a member of it. We're bloody nice people, aren't we? We're lovely. One of the most pleasant communities is the Warhammer community, in my opinion. I just think we're just really nice guys. We just get on with it, and we just want to fight with some plastic. And leave us alone. But there you go. That's it kind of built up. And bring it a bit closer for you. There you go. And he's got his machine gun, and I love the details of the new models. They're so cool. You got the bullets flying out, and he's doing his little run. And I never stick him on the base. We're gonna leave the base for now. But yeah, there you go. He's pretty much up and running. He's looking pretty good. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get rid of some of the crap that's on his body. That arm's not going on. It's doing my. This is why I hate push fit. But anyway, fuck it for now is the slogan. So what we do, I tend to get just a scalpel blade, as you can see there. See how it's thinking, and we just shaky hands. It's okay. I'm not a drunk, and we and we get rid of the lines there, and just anyway you can see them. If there's like a rough edge, like this is here, this is where we've kind of gone in with the bottom, and I just tend to just cut through and just cut it down like that, and then scrape back on itself. Scrape that line away. Scrape it away. Go away, you bloody line. You ruin the illusion of reality. There you go. And then a little bit of sanding down, and you tend to get like here on the top, if I can get it. Can you see it? Just, I'm going to make it a bit closer. Wait a second. There you go. Just there. Can you see across the top of his shoulders there? You've got that horrible line. Get rid of that. Fuck off. Come on. There you go. Lovely. Oh, he's a cheeky face. Look at his little face. How could you be angry at him? He's a picture. I absolutely love the orcs. They do. They're so funny. They're just great. I love them. I just love the lore of them, and I just think they're a really good starting army because you don't have to be precious with them. Because they're not very precious, are they? They don't give a shit. They're killing each other. I mean, I read something about killer cans because it's my birthday coming up, and I was like, oh, I want some killer cans. So I asked, that's what I'm having. So I read up on the lore of killer cans, and what they are essentially is they shove a grot in this metal tin with, you know, arms and legs and just pure hate, and then they throw them at the enemy. But because these grots have been basically, you know, beat up and kicked about and stomped on and made to feel like a piece of crap, that they just take revenge on the orcs, and they have to be kept away in the battle because they end up killing orcs. And it's like, you just imagine them having to segregate these guys, you know. But there you go. So what I do, I tend to just a little bit rough, and then I go over with just an emery board. This is one I've got. I need replacing, actually. There's barely anything left on it. Just smooths over those little marks and points. And let's just have a quick look and check everything's looking good. That shoulder's pissing me off, but it'll be fine. We'll push it all in place. Don't panic. Because what we can do essentially is cut the... oh, look, there's a nasty line. This camera's great. It lets me see all the lines I've missed. Because you don't want to sort of do this at the end. It becomes a nightmare if you do. Hope you're all having a good Easter. By the way, hope you're having a good time. I got a little bit of hiccups there. Because I had the Easter dinner, which was nice. There you go. And yeah, that looks pretty good. So we're going to do this in stages for tonight. I think we're going to do this bit, the sanding down and the cleaning up of the model. And then we'll do the base painting, a little bit of dry brushing, and then we'll put the detail on in the next video, if that's okay with you guys. But yeah, that is... not looking too bad. I'm just looking through the camera lens now. See if I've missed anything. I wonder whose skull that was. Oh, poor guy. He's now an ornament. What would he do with it? Is it an emblem? Answers on a postcard. There it. Look at that. Horrible, nappy piece of bastard plastic there. Look, fucking thing. Fuck off. Dirty thing. Actually, that arm, if I take that fucked up there, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that, guys. You would have seen it and you'd have been screaming at the screen. Phil, you're fucking useless. You're not even doing it properly. But I tell you now, I can be quite particular with this. And I'm very aware that you know, I don't want the video to overrun. 9 minutes and we've only just done this bit. So yeah, I apologize. But there you go. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to come back. It's going to be base coated and we'll move on to the next stage. Okay, once you've base coated it, it's going to look, I'm going to take it off its little, I use these, and these are little shot glasses. Let me just zoom back out again, you're very close. I use these like a little shot glass. I stick a bit of blue tack on the top, and I just spray them up with the base coat, And that's it. And always make sure you put a base coat on these bad boys, because I tell you what happens if you don't, the paint comes off. And especially if you move around and you play games with these guys, it does go after a bit. You think, bloody hell. So there you go. He's base coated up with, I don't skimp. I use Citadel Color Chaos Black. You can use other sprays, but I would definitely go, it's always a matte. Try to avoid the glosses. You can't hold any paint on top of them. But yeah, I shall come back in a second once I've taken this bad boy apart. Okay, and we're back, and I've taken it apart. Here's my little bowl of water. Don't worry, these will get more professional, but this is my first time. Please be nice, be kind, and don't say mean things, or say mean things. It's always funny. But this is I took it apart, and the reason why is because it's a little bit easier to paint. I find that easier to paint. Some people paint it as is, and you know what? Fair play. I mean, I painted Mortarion as is. I'm fucking mental. But yeah, here we go, and we'll split it into 3 pieces. And what we're going to do is we're going to essentially do the base painting for each thing. So here I've got a range of colours. Lovely. So we've got greens, because orcs are green. I'm not, going to moan at you if you decide your orcs need to be purple or blue, because they could be from a different planet. Maybe they're from a planet where the fungus grows, but the atmosphere, changes the chlorophyll in the fungus to make it purple. I don't know. You make it up. But what I do is I tend to pick 3 different colours. So I'll pick the base colour, the middle colour, and then the highlight colour. And that's where I go with it. So for me, that, I've tried before, is way too dark for an orc for their base paint, okay? So what I tend to do is I go with my first one, which is a base coat. Where is it? I don't have it here. No, I use this one. Shut your faces. Yeah, so I use... No, I don't. There you go. I knew I had one. Warg Flesh, which is the base coat. There you go. It's quite a deep colour, but that's going to be the first colour we apply to the body. Then it goes for War Boss Green. Do you sense a theme? And then the last one I pick is... Well, I normally go 4 colours with these guys. I go Skarsnik Green, which is a lighter green. See the contrast colours? Different colours for different things. And then I go, not that one. That's a technical paint, Nurgle's Rot. That's brilliant. It looks like bogies, but it's not what we need. Ogrin Camo is the last one. As you can see, look. See them changing? Different colours. And then the very last one, just to make sure I get a really high highlight, is Screaming Skull. And this one is like a cream, but it's really good. So what we're going to do today for the first video is I'm just going to apply the base coats. I'm going to use my little shot glass. Some people use it for drinking. I use it for painting. And we get a thickish brush. You don't have to be too precious with this. You just have to make sure you cover what you need to cover. Everything's all over the place. I don't normally paint in here, so I'm afraid I'm a bit topsy-turvy. There you go. And I'm going to point the camera slightly up. Does that work better? Oh yeah, that works way better. Should have done that in the beginning, shouldn't I? Should I start again? No, too far. So base is my Warg Flesh. I've got my little mixing palette here. Never put too much on your brush. See how many times I've painted in the last 5 weeks. Bloody hell. It's just been crazy, guys. We can't always paint. Sometimes we need other things in our lives. Like, I don't know, bingo or something. Make sure you shake the paints as well. Hello. This is my hand. This is me shaking the paint. I'm not having a wank. Although it can look like that sometimes when you're standing there shaking your paint and the officer comes up and says, "What are you doing?" And you just go, "Shaking my paint." Piss off. Okay, so not too much. A little bit of water. Mix it up. There you go. And all we're going to do is just apply that to the top part of his body. There you go. Let's zoom in slightly so you can see what I'm doing. Come on. There you go. Come on. There we are. Brilliant. And we're just going to paint the body there. Fuck that jar off. It's focusing on the jar. There you go. focusing on things it doesn't need to focus on. And we're just applying it, like I say, quite liberally. Doesn't have to be precious. And I'll be back in a second once that's done. Okay, so I've done the basing on this, and as you can probably see, there you go. So the green has now been applied to his chest, his chesticles, and there you go. Don't be afraid to do 1 or 2 coats. The base coat is really important, because if you do too light a base coat, it can make the skin a really strange colour. So always make sure you use the colour you want to use, and in my instance I've used the Warg green. Was it Warg green? Warg flesh. Shut your face. Right. I've also done it to his arm. There you go. And I've also done it to his head. There you go. Oh, he looks so angry. He's looking right at you. So yeah, so that's the first base, and what we're going to do now is do his trousers, and I want his trousers to probably be, I'm going to say, a nice brown. Yes. So let's have a look at the colour browns we've got in our collection. By the way, I hope you're having a great time. Thank you very much for the support that I got from my Warhammer painting. This is why this has happened. People are asking for this. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting you to go, bloody hell, are you blind? Are you a blind man? But you didn't. You were really supportive. You're so lovely. This might just be you sort of humouring me. You just didn't really want this. So with browns, I would go Mornfang, blah, blah, Mornfang brown, Bugman's glow, Screaming skull. I'm going to do his trousers. So let's do his trousers. Let's have a look. So yeah, once again, don't be too special. Don't be too precious. Let me just zoom in. There you go. So I'll start with the Mornfang. Have a little wank again. The video's going to be deleted because I said wank. I hope not. We gutted. And all we're doing is just applying this colour to his trousers. I shall be back in a minute once it's done. And there you go. There is Mornfang brown applied to his trousers, and I think, sorry, my hands are in the way. God, what? There you go. As you can see, I think it's come out quite nicely, actually. I think the colour has worked really well with the green, to give it that kind of army feel. So that's the trousers done, and then next we're going to do all the metal bits on him. And for that I use, and if anybody here has done any painting of any variety ever, you will immediately shout at the top of your lungs the colour I'm going to bring in. Lead Belcher. Fuck me, you can't see that. Lead Belcher. This is, I'm another wank. Lead Belcher is the definitive colour for metal. And we're going to use a slightly, oh God, where's my Lead Belcher gone? I've got another one, don't panic. I've got like 7. You always have to have 7 lead, especially for orcs. You're not an orc player unless you've got 7 lead belchers. There you go. And we're going to use a slightly smaller brush. And the reason why is because there's a bit more detail in this one. So there you go. A smaller brush. There you are. And apply a little bit onto the brush, and it's anywhere where the metal's going to be. So like I would probably say his belt buckle, so apply it to his belt buckle there, trying to stay as clean as we can. And Lead Belcher is fantastic because it gives a really murky metallic colour, but there you go, essentially that's the kind of thing. And I'll be back in a second once the Lead Belcher's done. And we're back, and I've done all the base on this bad boy. So as you can see, let me just see if I can angle the light a bit. It's a learning curve, guys. So there you go. So what I've done here is we've gone and we've done, there you go. We've done his gun. His gun is with the lead belcher, yoink. We've done his trousers, his little pants in the Mornfang brown. We've done his shoes with the metal. We've done his little metal faceplate with the metal. And we've done his skull, and that's Screaming Skull. And there you go. And that's the basing done. So what we're going to do now for the last little bit on this video is we're going to use a wash. All right, calm down. We're going to use a wash. Don't panic. Because washes can be fantastic if you use them properly. And I've got just the right washes. This is where he can't find his washes. Check this out. So we've got the green, which is Beal Tan Green, for his trousers, and the metal, because they're orcs and they don't look after their stuff. Dirty boys. Agrax Earthshade. Not a null oil in sight. There you go, that's how professional I am. And I use those two on the model. So get yourself a decent brush, not too big. Not too big. We don't want to drown the poor bugger. And get our green. And essentially this is just very, very, very watered down paint, and that's just going to fall into the cracks of your model. And you're just liberally kind of just trying to tease it into the green on the model. I wonder if there are ever such like lady orcs. I wonder. I've always wondered this. I might ask you guys. You guys know your stuff. Maybe there are lady orcs. Who knows? Maybe one day they just sort of, after they've had a heavy drinking session, they just go, "Oi, Bob." And he goes, "What? You're the girl tonight." Maybe that happens. Maybe maybe Gazgul Thraka looks at his boys and goes, "Who wants to come back to my bedroom with me?" And they just go, "Oh, I ain't had enough grog for this." And then off they go, and they get penetrated. Penetrated by the Gazgul and his big talony hands. Imagine if he tried to finger you. He would break you in half. I'm really struggling here. This is, I tell you now, I don't know how anybody who has a go at these YouTubers that do this needs to try and do this themselves. It is really difficult. Sorry, I choked on my own terrified expression just then as I tried to negotiate some of these and see the angles, and they get the angles, and you get to see everything. Guys, I am so sorry. I'm really trying to do the best I can. I really will get better at this. If this is something you're enjoying, even if it's just a chat, we can just talk about orcs, you know. I'd like to do a live one at some point. That'd be fun, wouldn't it, if we did a live one? There you go. Not a live orc. It'd be fucking terrifying. He just tried to eat me. So there you go. That's been covered in the green. There we go. Which is lovely. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the Agrex Earthshade. That's the one. Agrex Earthshade. Oi! Focus on the orc, you git. Oi! Focus on him. Oh, God. This camera. I'm still getting used to the thing and the start with the stuff. I apologise if it's so amateurish. But please, you know, please don't leave me. You know, I only ever did it once, and she was an animal. Her name was Cassandra. She was all over me. I had no idea what I was doing. 1 minute, I was drinking vodka martinis. The next, I was in my pants with a copy of The Guardian up my ass. It was a mess. That never happened, but if Cassandra would like to... oh, God. I'm shaking like a shitting dog. I'm so nervous. I've only ever painted for me, and then people go, "Paint for us!" And I'm like, oh, God. Okay, because I like you. Never had friends before. I must do whatever they ask me to. No, don't put it in there. It's not meant to go. That's what I'd say. But peer pressure got to me. So yeah, so we're going to add the egg. Oh, God. This is the conversation that you get in me talking about putting things up inside me. Not that I do it on a daily basis. Never done it. I don't think. Maybe if I had a few vodkas. Let's not. Come on. Come on. I'm joking. Everything I say is a joke, by the way. Don't take it too seriously. I'm only kidding. So there you go. We've coated him in lovely, lovely, lovely Agrax Earth shade. There he is. So you're probably thinking, he looks okay. Yeah, you know, you could stick him on the tabletop. It didn't take us long. And we've got a model almost done. But we're going to take it to the next step. And we'll do that in the next video, guys. Let me get a little bit closer to his pretty face. Hello, want to buy some encyclopedias? Monty Python. But yes, I'm going to do the next bit in the next video. Please join me, and if you are interested in me doing a live stream painting and chat, because I talk and I genuinely think that people might want to hear me, but as with all YouTubers, we all think we've got something to say, but maybe I don't. But guys, thank you very much for joining me on this video. It's been a bit of a long one, but that's the first bit. We've based him, we've started him off, and in the next video we're going to add some detail. Going to do a little bit of the dreaded dry brushing, and I'm going to show you how to control that and make that look as good as you possibly can. And we're going to make this guy look like one badass motherfunky with a big gun. Oh, stick it up your nose. Thanks, guys, and if you are new to the channel, please, let me know how you think stuff and and how it feels when you rub it. No, stop. Okay, see you later anyway, guys. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.